Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick video here. I had a client bring me just their multi-voltage wall wart, and it goes anywhere from 1.5 volts to 12 volts. Let's see if I can get you in a little closer there. So anywhere from 1.5 volts to 12 volts, and I believe the maximum output is if I look right here, it's a lot easier. 300 milliamps. You can see 0.34 amps. So, just because she wanted to feel safe, she wanted this fixed right here. I know that's probably blurry right this second because it's focusing everywhere else except for where it should be. So that's what she wanted repaired. Somebody just twisted the wires together, and I did check. They did have the right polarity. As you can see here, this one has the white line on it, white space, and so does that side. So they did have it right. She just didn't like the way it was like that, and I don't blame her because it was shorting and it was touching. I don't know why they did it that way, and honestly, they did that part right. That's exactly how you should do it. Now this side, I don't know exactly what they were thinking, because if they did that side the right way, why didn't they do that side? But that's beside the point. I did check, and it is giving out voltage. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to throw it. Well, actually, here, let me get rid of this first. And we're just going to do a quick solder tutorial here. I know I haven't put up many videos since the holidays, but you know how holidays are. Everything gets busy. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with this side here. We'll get this side up. This, it seems all right. It's just, looks like they did half the work and then didn't want to do the rest of the work. Let me zoom way out here so we can see everything. And I think what I'm going to do is get that all twisted properly. Get that all straightened out. And I will grab a piece of heat shrink here. I'll grab 3 pieces. That should be okay for... Oh, that's going to be a little tough, because that does need to be twisted better. That should be enough for that side. And it is. So we'll do one side white, one side black, and then we'll do the entire thing in black. And there's black, so we'll cut a small little piece for that, small little piece for white, and then I'll get one size just a little bigger so we can do them all together. If I actually have any left, I'm actually running short on that size heat shrink because that is super common. And if I don't have it, I'm not too worried because at least it'll be isolated. That red right here might actually cut it. That actually might cut it. I'm not sure if it will or not. That's going to be a tight fit once I solder. Do I have something just a tad bit thicker? That might do it right there. That blue just might do it. Okay, we're going to do blue. Just because that's what I have on hand, and that seems to be the right fit. So, got it iron hot. What I'm going to do here is move this out of the way. You don't need helping hands. I just thought I would use it to try to keep everything in focus. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this side here. Make sure everything is nice and tight. And it is. And now we'll do this side here. And all I'm doing is making sure we don't have any crazy strands hanging out. So let me do this. And again, if I go off camera, I'm sorry. Let me just make sure that this is tightened up properly, and it is. Okay, I don't know exactly why they would do this part right, but this part they would just twist together. So what I like to do, and what you should do, is first keep your camera focused, is instead of just going like this and twisting them together, you kind of want to do this and twist one over the end and then one over the other side so that it ends up looking. I'm not going to be able to find that focus point, am I? So that yeah, that's impossible. Jeez. I'm better off way out here and bringing it in. So you end up looking something like that without those frayed ends, though. Because actually, if you do that, it looks okay. So first thing to do is, like I said, we'll do this side over here because it's white and black, and then the other side is all black. We'll do this side in all black and this side in white. So let me get a piece of black here. Let me get a good length here of heat shrink. And I will guide the wire down and through and pretend like that's not even in existence right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make like an X. I really hate that this isn't going to be in complete focus. If I go too close, it's going to be way, way off. Hopefully that stays right there. So as you can see, I'm just kind of making an X over it and running one over this way and then one over this way and then back over and back over, and what you should end up with is that. And then what I'm going to do with that is a little bit of flux, just only because I don't know how long that's been exposed. I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's fine. Let me grab a little bit of solder here. Oops. Grab a little bit of solder here. See if I can focus that in better for you and stop right there. Bring the iron in and just slowly add solder to it, just like that. I barely touched solder to it, and it is lit. Because that's the way it should be, and that is more than, that's not going anywhere. Let me back up. That's not going anywhere. And then I'll just slot. Well, don't you know I fucked that up because I didn't put this across the both of them. Hang on one second. Jeepers. Okay, so I hate not showing my mistakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this and remake it because I hate not showing my mistakes. We all make mistakes, and my mistake was not putting that over top of both way down here before putting the two on. And I hate not showing mistakes. I hate when people don't show their mistakes and they make their YouTube videos look like they're perfect right from the jump. So like I said, I'm just going to cut that out and restart. So give me 2 seconds. Let me cut this out. Let me strip that back and start over again. Okay, so I've cut that piece out, and I've made 2 new ends, and 2 new ends. And yes, I did thread my piece of heat shield, heat shrink onto it. So the first one I'm going to do is whatever one is in order. This is, you can tell this cable's been twisted 1,000 times. So the first one is without. So we're going to do this one white. Remember, we're going to do this one black. All right. So I'll do this one first. So all we're going to do is match that up with this. And this is what helping hands are for. I love helping hands. We'll just go like that real quick, and we'll just figure out which one's this. So that's the white. And that's the black. And I've already had them, got them twisted up. So again, we're going to make sure that we I'm going to pre-cut this here just so it's the same length here, or close to. Again, this does not need to be perfect. You're just trying to make sure that you're isolating everything. So we'll do black first. So that's going to be the white. That's going to be the black. We'll slide that on. Double checking and triple checking is no fault. There we go. So we got this, and again, we'll do the same thing. Just going to line in an X, twist 1, 2 over, 1, 2 over. Don't worry about having excess either. There's nothing wrong with that, because you can always trim. And actually, I do not mind that. See how we have excess on both sides? Right there. Just to show you, we have more on each side. We'll just trim that. If I can find my trimmers real quick, which of course they're not. They're probably upstairs with the asteroids, because that's what I was working on last. So give me 2 seconds. And that is exactly where they were. Right next to the asteroid's cocktail. So I'm just going to snip very, very close to it. Super simple. I usually put my... Wow, the focus is unreal. You guys must hate that. I know I do. And put your thumb here just to capture it. Who cares if it lands on the desk? And then on the other side, we'll do the same. And now we have a nice tight so again, with the flux, I feel more confident about this because I had to strip it back. So I know there's not a ton of corrosion on it, and you can tell. I don't know if you can see the difference in what it was before. It might not look like much, but yeah, there's a difference. You can see the corrosion, the oxidization, and I'm barely... If I can be real with you, I'd rather touch this and get that right into the strands and then barely touch that. That is more than enough that won't go anywhere. Nowhere. That is absolutely fine. And then we'll run our heat shrink over top of it, which you don't have to do right this second because we still have to do the other side. So again, we have the white, which we have dedicated to that side. And we'll guide that on before we forget again. And again, we'll do the same thing. I hate working over top of this camera. It gets on my nerves. So yeah, strip back a lot more on that one. So we're definitely not going to need to trim anything off that. And that's how it should be. That is how it should be. Just like that. I'm just going to add just a little bit of flux. Again, we'll tap that just to get the flux in between the strands. And it did. And then we'll just take a little bit of solder. Trying to keep it in shot for you guys. I know a lot of you are way, way more advanced than this, but you never know who's going to come across it. And that's all you need. That is literally all you need. You don't got to worry about that little strand. That ain't shit. So let me back you out. White on white, black on black. Just like it's supposed to be. Now, I don't care which way you handle this. You can use a lighter to form that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with using a lighter to form that. The only thing is with a light... You know what? Screw it. I'll do it. Hang on. Okay, so normally, right, you would use your rework hot air gun and just run it real quick. And that is super helpful when you have and come across heat shrink that is bigger than that. Your rework iron is where it's at. That will definitely. But when it comes to something small like this, you can use a lighter. Now, if you don't have a lighter, you can use your iron. And I don't mean the tip. You've got all of this to use. So I'll do one with the iron. I'll do the black up here. And that'll form dang near instantly. On the top. Boom. Yeah, that's done. Just like that. That is not going anywhere. You can see that that's formed to it. Come on, focus. Why is it focusing way back here? I hate that. That's formed to it. That's not going anywhere. You can see the bumps in it, right? How it's... That is literally following the wire. There's nothing loose about that at all. That's not going anywhere. So again, now this time, I'll use a lighter. Now, you do not want to hold it on for very long, because you'll get that scorching burn mark. And you'll get soot and everything on this. And as I haven't done this yet. You can see just how much it moves. Right? And you can see the difference between this not being done and this being done. Now, if you have no choice and you don't want to use your iron, or let's say you didn't solder it and you just twisted it like I did, but you had heat shrink and all you had was a lighter, all you have to do is be extremely quick about it. So I'm just going to separate them real quick just so I can have control. Do not put the lighter right up to it. Don't do this while it's lit. Just be away from it a little bit. Just like this, and just go back and forth. Real quick. Okay, even still, even that caused... Oh, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Nope, it didn't. We'll do it again. Just one quickly right here. Boom. And we're good to go. Ah, see, it still didn't take. Because I'm trying to be so subtle about it. Because I hate when you get that charred burn look. I hate that. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And you can see that that did form to it the way it's... Come on. Zoom in here. You can see that that formed the way it should. Absolutely did. With no charring, no nothing. You got to be quick about it. Don't hold the lighter to it. That's unnecessary. And if you've done a good enough job, when you get these two back together, what you did down here with these two should, once you get them lined up, should slide right over top of it with no issue. But I will be doing this with my iron. I can use my hot air station, but I'm not going to bother. Actually, let me just make sure somebody just really split this, as you can see. So let me use my helping hands to hold that together, and I'll start on this side and get that held together. And then we'll do the same to this side. We'll get that side held together like it's supposed to, or at least close to. And we'll do this side. Don't be afraid to get all the sides. Don't be afraid to go over it a couple times. And I'm not stopping. As you can see, I don't stop on it. I'm just going back and forth, back and forth. And that is enough to isolate both positive and negative, and a little bit of strain relief so that that issue does not come back to that area. I know it doesn't look like much, but that is super super tight to both ends there. That is not going anywhere. You can see how it's formed. So now that we have it like this, let's just for shits and giggles, you should always test your work. What do we got going on here? What do we have going on here? So we have there it is. Sorry. So we have center positive. Right? We have center positive, and then the outer ring is negative. So let me plug this in. Let me put it to 1.5 volts. Plug that in. Let me grab the end here. I'm going to put that in the grommet instead of the wire. Right, so we have center positive and the outer ring is negative. Let's put it on DC voltage, which it is. So center positive, outer ring negative. Why am I not getting anything out of it? Is it not turned on? As in what it's plugged into. Sorry. There we go. 1.6 volts. I don't know if you can see that. in the background there. Let me focus on that. Come on. So 1.6, 1.68 with no load. Let me turn it to, I don't know what it is. I can't read it from here, but that is, well, it says 3 volt. Let me just unplug it real quick and check. Is that 3 volt? Yep. So the next one should be 4.5. So 4.5 volts. Because I don't know what voltage she's using here, but 4.634. Yeah, that's working. What's next? I still can't read it because it's out of my range of view. What is that? One, 3, 4, 6. Sorry, 7.5. So that should be 7.5. And it is. Then the next should be what? 9. The next should be 12. And that 12 is dead. Oh, sorry. 9. Sorry. 12. 9. 7.5. 6. 4.5. 3. And 1.5. Perfect. And that's it. And that's exactly how you repair a line split like that. I know the video might be a little long, but that is exactly how it should be done. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'll see you in the next one.